There is something your body has been doing that your mind has no language for. It is not longing exactly. You have felt longing. You know what that feels like. This is different. This is more like pressure. A kind of low-level hum that lives somewhere between your chest and your stomach and refuses to go quiet no matter what you do. You can have a perfect day, a genuinely good day even. You can laugh with people you love, eat something warm, feel the sun on your face. And then somewhere around 4 p.m. or 3 a.m. or in the middle of a sentence you are saying to someone else, it comes back, that pull. That particular frequency that has no name and no logical source. You have tried to explain it to people who love you, and you have watched their faces go carefully neutral, the way faces do when someone is trying to be kind but genuinely does not understand what you are describing, because it does not sound like grief. It does not sound like longing. It sounds like something is pulling you from the inside, like a compass needle that will not stop pointing in one direction. No matter how many times you pick up the compass and shake it, you are not imagining it. And more importantly, it is not a sign that something is wrong with you. What is happening in your body has a real mechanism, a real explanation. And once you understand what your nervous system is actually doing, everything you have been experiencing starts to make a different kind of sense. This is what we are going to explore today, not from the outside, from the inside where you actually live. If this is speaking to what you have been carrying, leave a like and subscribe so you do not miss what comes next. Drop. I trust what my body knows in the comments below. Let that be an anchor for today. Before we go any further, I need to tell you about something I am offering right now. Right now, in this moment, you are sitting with a body that has been communicating something your mind cannot fully translate. You feel the pull, you feel the knowing. You sense the timing is shifting, but you are sitting with a question underneath all of that. What does this actually mean for my specific journey? That is exactly what a personal union reading gives you. This is not a general reading. This is built from your birth chart, your specific astrological blueprint. Read through the lens of twin flame energy and what the universe is currently activating in your connection. What is blocking you? What the next phase actually looks like for you? What your soul contract with him truly means. You get a personal audio reading delivered straight to your inbox, plus a detailed written report you can return to again and again when the pull comes back. You need something solid to hold. If your body already knows something is happening, let the reading tell you what. The link to order is in the description. Your mind is very good at a particular thing. It is good at building a case. Moving on, constructing a narrative around what happened, finding reasons, making peace with ambiguity, or at least performing peace well enough to function. Your body is not interested in any of that. The nervous system does not process loss the way the mind does. The mind can decide something is over. The body cannot. Not because the body is foolish or stuck, but because the body stores relational information in a completely different way, through a completely different system, on a completely different timeline. Neuroscience calls this implicit memory. It is the kind of memory that lives below conscious thought. The kind that knows how to ride a bicycle even when you have not ridden one in 20 years. The kind that makes you reach for your phone a certain way or close a car door a certain way because you were taught by someone specific once and the motion is simply in you now. Twin flame connections create implicit relational memory. They create it fast and they create it deep. And this is not a metaphysical statement. This is a description of how the nervous system actually works when it encounters a connection of this intensity. When you first came into contact with him, your nervous system did not just register him as a person. It registered the specific frequency of him, his smell, his voice, the particular way he moved through space, the texture of his presence. Your nervous system built a very detailed internal representation of this specific other person, and it encoded that representation in your body at a cellular level. That encoding does not switch off because the connection became painful. It does not dissolve because he is not physically present. It does not disappear because you have done significant healing work. The encoding is structural. It is built into your nervous system the way roads are built into a landscape. You can grow trees over a road. You can stop using it entirely. The road is still there. The pull you feel is your body detecting the absence of what it encoded as present. It is a biological signal, not a weakness. It is information, not dysfunction. Think about what it took to build that encoding. Most casual relationships never created at all. You can date someone for months, and when it ends, the body adjusts within weeks. It moves on, biologically. The nervous system recalibrates relatively quickly because the encoding was never that deep to begin with. The encoding your nervous system created for him is different. It is deeper. It was built not just through ordinary time together, but through the specific intensity of what happened between you. The recognition that hit you early. The feeling that something enormous was happening even when nothing externally had changed yet. The way your chest opened in a particular way that it had never opened for anyone before. Your body was registering something real at the level of the soul, and the nervous system translated that into biological encoding that now will not let go. This is not something to fix. This is something to understand. Because when you understand it, you stop fighting the pull and start reading it accurately. Most people have heard of mirror neurons at this point. They are the cells in the brain that fire both when you perform an action and when you observe someone else performing that same action. They are the neurological foundation of empathy. They are why you wince when you watch someone else stub their toe. They are why someone else's yawn makes you yawn. They are why sitting with a calm person makes your own nervous system settle in ways it cannot achieve alone. In a twin flame connection, mirror neurons operate at an extraordinary level of attunement. What this means practically is that when you spent extended time with him, you were not just being near another person. You were being neurologically patterned by another person. His nervous system was leaving an imprint on yours. His arousal patterns, his ways of regulating emotion, his specific rhythms of expansion and contraction, all of that was being tracked and mirrored and stored in your nervous system. And this process did not stop when the physical contact did. One of the most significant findings in modern neuroscience is that the human nervous system continues to simulate people it has been deeply attuned to, even in their absence. Your brain does not require his physical presence to continue running the neural program associated with him. It will run that program from memory, from cue, from the particular quality of light on a certain kind of afternoon, from a song he never actually heard but that activates the same frequency in your body. This is not a romantic metaphor. This is what Alan Shore at the University of California described as right brain to right brain communication, the continuous and largely non-conscious exchange between two attuned nervous systems. When the attuned other leaves, the right hemisphere does not simply archive the connection. It keeps scanning. The pull you feel in your body at 4 p.m., at 3 a.m., in the middle of a sentence, that is your nervous system scanning for the frequency it is calibrated to, and not finding it, and scanning again. There is a concept in neuroscience called interoception. It is your capacity to sense the internal state of your own body, to feel your heartbeat, to notice your breath before you consciously regulate it, to sense tension in your shoulders before the thought of stress arrives in your mind. Women who are in deep separation on the twin flame journey often have highly activated interoceptive awareness. They feel things first. The thought comes second. Sometimes the thought never comes at all, and they are left with just the sensation, the knowing that sits in the body without words. This is not a spiritual failure. This is the body being a more precise instrument than the rational mind for certain kinds of information. His energy shifts before you know about it consciously. You feel something loosen or tighten in your chest before any external evidence appears. You wake up at 3:44 a.m. with a sense that something is happening, something is moving, and you cannot explain to anyone why you know that, but you know it. And then weeks later, something breaks open in the external world and you think, I knew. Your nervous system was detecting a real change in the energetic field between you. Not through mystical means, but through the same biological mechanism that allows a mother to wake up seconds before her infant cries. The nervous system that is deeply attuned to another will pick up signals before the conscious mind has organized them into language. This matters for where you are right now, particularly with the current astrology active. Right now, the moon is moving through Sagittarius in a waxing gibbous phase, building toward fullness and coming off a trine to Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter in Cancer amplifies the emotional body's receptivity. It opens the nervous system to what is coming rather than what is already here. The Sagittarius moon wants to expand, to reach towards something it can sense before it can name. Together, these influences create a specific atmosphere. Your body is more sensitive than usual, more tuned in, more likely to be receiving signal clearly. The pull you felt this week, the hum that came back even on your good days, that is worth paying attention to. Not because you should act on it, but because your body is picking up something real, and it is worth staying present to what that is. Here is what I know about twin flame separation at the mid-stage. The nervous system does not stay calibrated to a person this intensely without ongoing reason. That ongoing reason is not delusion. It is not unresolved trauma speaking. It is your body detecting what the mind has been trying to close. The connection is still active. The field between you is still alive, and your nervous system knows it. What he is experiencing in his body right now is not that different from what you're experiencing in yours. This is the part most people in the divine feminine position do not fully account for. He has mirror neurons too. He has interoceptive awareness, even if his relationship to it is far less conscious than yours. He has an encoded internal representation of you that does not simply dissolve because he decided it needed to. When he goes quiet, when he puts distance between you, his body is doing something his mind is not allowing. His body is registering your absence, feeling the calibrated frequency of you and not finding it and scanning again. This is why the avoidant runs and then turns around, not because he is weak or inconsistent, because his nervous system is doing something his ego structure is not prepared to override. The pull exists in him the same way it exists in you. The difference is that your pull is accompanied by a willingness to feel it. His pull is accompanied by terror. Here is what that actually looks like from the inside of his experience. He is having conversations with people around him, and part of him is not there. The conversation is happening. He is saying the appropriate things, but somewhere underneath the surface of it, there is something running. A thread that keeps pulling his attention back to a frequency he does not want to think about. He pushes it down. He refocuses. He finds distractions that worked before and discovers they are working less well now. Music that used to neutralize the feeling instead activates it. Quiet that used to feel like peace instead feels like a room with something in it. He does not have the language for this. Most divine masculine energy does not. He was taught that feelings are something you manage, not something you inhabit. He was taught that intensity like this is a sign of loss of control, and loss of control is the thing to be avoided at all costs. So he narrates the pull to himself in different terms. He tells himself he is just tired. He tells himself he is just nostalgic. He tells himself it means nothing. But the body does not accept that narration. The body keeps scanning. And here is the thing that matters for you. Specifically, his silence does not mean his body is quiet. His withdrawal does not mean the nervous system has released. The most common mistake the divine feminine makes in mid-separation is reading his silence as indifference. The silence is often the opposite. The silence is what happens when someone is experiencing something too large to manage and has no tools to process it without shutting down first. The body knows. His body knows. It is running the same program yours is, on a different timeline with different levels of conscious access, but the same program. I want to stop here because this is the moment in the journey where having something to track your own experience becomes genuinely important. If you have been feeling the pull this week, the shift in your nervous system when things move, you need a way to see your own patterns clearly. Not just feel them, see them. The Twin Flame Journey Tracker and Progress Workbook was built for exactly this. 39 pages of tools that let you document where you are, what your nervous system is doing, What synchronicities are showing up? What is actually shifting month by month? You have been carrying this in your body for a long time. The workbook gives you a place to put it down and look at it clearly. It has a stage tracker, a synchronicity log, a daily focus check-in, weekly reflections, and monthly reviews, so you can see your actual progression rather than just feeling lost inside it. The question she asked herself in the comments last week said it best. She said, "Am I actually making progress or just surviving the same loop?" That is the exact question this workbook answers in your own handwriting over time. The link is in the description. Here is the practical piece. Because this knowledge only transforms something if it changes how you relate to your own experience. The first thing to understand is that the pull does not require a response. This is crucial. The nervous system sending a signal is not the same thing as the nervous system requiring you to act on that signal. Your body can be detecting his frequency, and you can let that detection happen without reaching for your phone, without going to a social media, without sending the message. The detection is information. What you do with it is a choice. This is a real skill, and it requires practice. The nervous system is habituated to treating signal and response as a single-linked event. You feel it, you act. That is how it has worked. What the twin flame journey is asking you to develop is the capacity to insert space between the signal and the response, to feel it fully and then choose deliberately what comes next. That space, that pause between sensation and action is where your actual power lives. Second, do not try to think your way out of the sensation. The pull lives in the body. Thinking is not the tool. What works is moving the body itself, walking, shaking the way animals shake after a near miss with danger, placing your hands on your own chest and breathing slowly. These are not metaphysical practices. They are direct interventions in the nervous system's state. They tell the body, "I hear you. I am here. We are safe." Peter Levine, the researcher who developed somatic experiencing, documented what happens when an animal survives a traumatic near miss. The body shakes, it releases the held charge, it comes back to baseline. Humans have largely been taught to suppress that shaking, to override the body's natural discharge mechanism with stoicism or intellect. The twin flame journey often requires you to go back and learn what your body has always known how to do. Let it move. Let it release. Let it process in the language it actually speaks, which is physical and not verbal. Third, start distinguishing between the pull that comes from fear and the pull that comes from recognition. They feel different. The fear-based pull has a quality of grasping, of checking, of needing to confirm something. The recognition-based pull has a quality of knowing, of stillness under the sensation, of presence without urgency. Learn to tell them apart. The recognition pull is your body's intelligence speaking. The fear pull is the wound speaking. Both are valid. They are not the same. The recognition pull is the one that woke you up at 3:44 a.m. with the sense that something was shifting. That was your nervous system picking up a real signal, not the memory of him, the current state of him, the field between you registering change. When that happens, the most powerful thing you can do is not react. Breathe. Place your hand on your chest. Let your nervous system know that you received the signal, and then stay with yourself. The information will clarify. The next right action, if there is one, will become apparent without you having to chase it. This is what the twin flame journey does to the body when it is real. It makes you a more sensitive instrument than you were before. That sensitivity is not a curse. It is the capacity you were always meant to develop. The question is whether you will learn to read it clearly or remain confused by it. The journey is asking you to trust your body as a source of real information, not to act on every sensation impulsively, but to stay present to what the sensation is communicating and learn to decode it with more precision. You already know something. Your body told you before your mind did. It has been telling you for months. The question you are sitting with right now is not whether the connection is real. You already know that. The question is what the next stage requires of you and whether you are ready to let your body be the guide it has been trying to be. That answer lives in a reading that starts with your specific chart, your specific birth data, and the specific blueprint of your connection. If you are ready for that level of clarity, the link is in my description. Your reading will be there within 48 hours. A personal audio reading and a written report built specifically for where you are. Your body has been reliable. Trust it, and trust that what it is pointing you toward is not delusion. It is the next thing,